Right, so I was just there lying down, and I was thinking that I should do a video blog, and I kind of just posted it on Twitter, and then Brian Toppin, one of my favorite tweeters, he just was like, let me just look at it here. Yeah, phone's not responding. Right. So he basically was telling me I should talk about the crop over social media storm and what we need to do to prepare for it and engage in it. That sounds like a really good talk. So maybe this is all kinda, well, I did a little thinking and a little jotting, but I didn't put it in any substantial format. It's literally just words on a page. It's like a cloud of words. So I can just look at that and just freestyle. Alright, so I guess to kind of backtrack, first of all over the world, summer is a really big time for festivals. There are a lot of major festivals, and in the Caribbean world, in the Caribbean community, there are a ton of festivals. The biggest one being Caribana in Toronto, which comes off the same time as Crop Over, and then you could go down to Antigua, and there's St. Lucia Carnival, Vincy Mass. You got Spice Mass in there. Jamaica has their Heroes Day weekend. There's Great Fete in Trinidad, and I believe there are a few others that people might not know. I believe Guyana's Carnival is around that time. So yeah, in the Caribbean world, summer in general, internationally, is a big deal. In terms of crop over, well, from that perspective, I guess you kind of look at crop over because generally festivals attract people from all over the world to come in. And I think people do come from all over the world to come into crop over. Sorry, we know that, but obviously it is filtered through all of these events across the world that are happening. So the crop over social media storm now, well, I know for sure there are going to be a storm of events. I know a few years ago I wrote a post when Facebook was just coming out saying that you needed to have your events on Facebook and so on, and at least one promoter really took it to heart and he incorporated that, and he did pretty well that crop over. But today there are just a ton of events, and everybody is putting up an event, and everybody's event more or less looks nice. Actually, some of the more popular events might not even look as nice as some people whose events might have 2 people at the end of the day. I think that over the last couple of years, people have realized that you know, just because you got a Facebook event, it doesn't mean that the event will be on. And actually, the whole false advertising thing, as in somebody will say they have a particular theme going on, if it might be old music or whatever the case may be, and then they turn up and nothing really happens. I mean, that kind of tends to happen in general, but if you really oversell the event and people come there expecting one thing and they don't get it, it really is a big deal. And I think people have lived that long enough, and because of that storm, or the storms of yesteryear, people are now going to deal with the brands that they trust, or the people that they know. You know, where they went and they had a good time is where they're going to go. Where their friends say they're going to go. Those are the key things that are going to make for people to make decisions. So I think well, how to actually prepare for it, well, that's a good one. Maybe I think I'm too close to entertainment to some extent to really know, to really be able to tell kind of the layman like which ones to choose. I would say, you know, I think one event that has benefited a lot from social media sharing would have been the Wadada back to school, because I mean, people are wearing short skirts and things that they would never dream of wearing to school 10, 20, 40, 5 years ago. And it is a fun event, but I think because of those images around social media and so on, it spread really quickly. So that is one example of, you know, an event that I think is going to do really good and people will be talking. Actually, that is it. No, is it what people are talking about? I think the events that come up in people's status messages are going to be the indicators of what is hot and what's not. rather than the promoters who are going to be, and you notice they're going to be sending message after message, and they're going to be tagging everybody and their pictures. Actually, on the note of tagging, I think that I get tagged all the time in several events, and I believe that anybody that tagged me in the event should send 2 passes for me. What y'all think? What y'all think? Brian, what do you think? Right, so moving on from there, yeah, just kind of, so I think the relationships that people have established with particular events are going to be the big draw. Obviously, it's a recession to some extent, so that's going to be another factor in terms of where people go. On the music side of things, well, I mean, I think music doesn't change a ton, but I think that Bajan artists could use the whole social media medium a little bit more, in terms of, you know, just creating cool videos that resonate with people. Things where you joking around in the studio or showing how a song was made. I actually tried to do that a few years ago with Boom Tribe. Right, so anyway, right, so things like that, I think artists need to be a little bit more dynamic. We got big up to Andrani, who's already doing that. Of course, she is a adrenaline advised artist, essentially, and you know, she's blazing up YouTube and all the rest of it with her stuff. So do what Andrani's do, artists, not to be cocky or anything, but she's doing real good, and like we give her some pointers, and you know, she kept with them and she innovates. Big up to Andrani out there. What other things? Oh, right, and I think, like, because it's going to be based so heavily on relationships, and I think because I believe what people are talking about literally in status messages and on Twitter, that those are going to be the main things in terms. That's how you are going to be able to tell like what's hot and what's not. So I would say from the early out, you know, you could just look out for, from patron perspective, look out for the people who you think, you know, they know about what's going on and that sort of thing. They're not necessarily a DJ or somebody who's necessarily invested in the event, but you know, they know what's going on, and you could follow those people. Those people would definitely know what is hot. I mean, I do it too. From a promoter perspective, well, boy, I think you just got to be smart. Respect people. Stop tagging everybody and don't get them passes and that sort of thing. Well, no, I mean, that strategy I guess works, but you know, be smart with how you do it. For the artists, you know, be creative. You know, you spend all the time in the studio creating a song, and then you just run up on a stage and perform it, and you expect the people, you know, like, you need to engage the people. Like, again, there's no one big, did I say that? I don't think I said that yet. Sorry, I have it written down. I don't think there's going to be one big idea, but maybe several little small ideas. So as an artist, you know, if you go around, you do all the little things that you should do. Maybe do a little video here or there, and you know, make your brand and what you're doing interesting. Then I think that will help to give you the nod. I actually was watching, big up to Upon the Scene TV. I was watching a interview with them with Hypersongs, and Hypersongs says something interesting. He just don't sleep on his hustle. Because he had a big song last year, he don't believe that he can be big this year. He goes out like he's nobody. He goes out and he gives all the DJs the tracks, and you know, he went on a whole list of things that he does. So you can look up for him, because Hypersongs generally has been there or thereabout, pretty consistent for the last few years. So big up to Hypersongs. I think, oh yeah, you know, one thing definitely for, I guess, artists and more people in the business, you know, you gotta watch out for all of the opportunistic deals. What I mean is, you know, you might got a plan for the season, and then halfway in the season, you know, somebody with a lot of clout might approach you and, you know, show you something and sell you on something that could be real sweet. You gotta be practical when you're looking at some of them things, because at the end of the day, you know, it's only 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week. So I mean, if you decide that, you know, this opportunity big enough and you could go for it, then go for it. But, you know, don't just, like, everything that you hear, even though you want it and they want it, at the end of the day, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. And if you just can't get it done in time, you just can't get it done, it will be better to hold off and come again. No pun intended. Well, actually, I think that we'll finish it. Seeing, yeah, that's it. I think what the best thing is, right? The best thing I think that my final charge will be really, you know, from the people in the business side, you know, don't think about it as one idea, you know, is overall relationship that you're building. And from the patron's perspective, you know, look, you know, you want value for your money, so, you know, be smart in what you do. You know, you could read between the lines. I'm sure most of you went to enough events. I mean, they got people that go into events and things that, you know, you could talk to them and see what's happening and what's not and what's working for you. I should disclose, big up to the Brewster's Road crew. You know, that's who I will be working with this year. Got big up to the Island Fusion crew, Island Fusion girls, doing a fantastic job with that band. You know, keeping people on the toes. Big up to Boom Tribe, of course, boomtribe.com. You know, things might be happening. There's another project that come in. Let me tell you, when I come in, well, not I, there's a group of us, and when we come in hard. I'm telling you, we come in hard. So in a week or so, that will be, well, it ain't gonna even be announced. You can just realize that happening. That's how it can happen. So I guess, you know, they can got some people that are gonna be watching all the status updates that I'm doing. You know, what I will tell you is keep watching. So Brian, that is, I believe, my take. Essentially, maybe I gotta do a take 2 after some responses and the rest of it. But that is essentially my take on, try and bring it up to read it exactly, on the crop over social media storm. It's a freestyle. It wasn't prepared, planned, anything like that. The how to prepare for it, how to engage in it. You know, just be on top of the news. You know, talk to the people that are interested, and network, and have some fun. You know, crop over is, I don't even know what it is now. It's more than a carnival sweet for days. Oh, the sweetest summer festival. So we got a lot of summer festivals, people. Crop over is the sweetest one. Come down. You got Brewster's Road every Friday. You could jump in Island Fusion Band. And they got enough other events that going on. Just look out for them. Oh, my last thing, definitely the biggest thing I think we need when we talking about crop over on Twitter, and I think Twitter is going to be bigger this crop over, is to put in the hashtag crop over. That is very, very important, because I think like that is a huge way for us all to promote crop over around the world and for people to know what is happening in crop over. So when you tweet it, put out the hashtag. This is Square Grain 2.0 over and out, video blogging style, talking about crop over and entertainment that I have been doing forever. So hopefully you'll see me with a camera and a microphone soon. Sorry, with a microphone and interviewing somebody soon, so we can see. Bye, later.